All right, apparently the two of you have a lot of time together in this movie.
We do.
We do have a bit.
We're friends.
We are.
We're the Londoners and the New Yorkers.
And the New Yorkers. We're neighbours in both sides of the Atlantic.
Transplants together.
Transplants, exactly. British transplants.
In Infinity War, are you a freelancer? I mean, do you go back to the Avengers? What do you do?
That's a good question. Again,
I'll answer it. He is really, really, really fun to work with. And it's
Likewise.
nice to be on set with a friend. And it's just, you know, it's a gas. We have a good time.
we have done a lot of laughing on this movie.
Peter Parker is too young for you to fill his beer like you did with Thor, right? I mean,
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
I might take him on a sneaky night out, you know.
If you could do that in
bars
real
around the
life,
village.
that would be fantastic.
That would be fantastic. I'd be everyone's favourite, and it'd be a very cheap night. Can you
Was that
imagine?
just a CGI beer?
He's so generous, and I'd just be doing that. Yeah, it was very well done.
Oh, really?
wasn't
It was
Brilliant.
really well done.
It
And
was
Chris's reaction to it was
I think
so
they did
funny.
at some point have a rig with like a hollow base, and then they were going to do it. But
No way.
it's just, God,
Yeah.
they're brilliant at everything they do in that.
did he
That's
actually have
so
to
clever.
drink it down when he did it? Was
He
drinking
drank a
it?
little bit, but yeah, I don't think it was like drinking all of it. No, the
It's
whole
no
point is-
difficult feat for Chris, though.
Yeah,
No, he's
or
a
Thor.
large
A pint
man.
for him is like a sip.
It's a big unit.
For me.
Yeah, yeah, it's like a little toe measure.
Yeah.
And he's Australian. I mean, he just did all of it.
He's
It's
an
just-
Aussie. He's
yeah,
huge.
it's
You
He
know.
can do it. He can do that thing.
Um,
It's
and
really.
how much do you help him, Peter Parker?
If I'm honest with you, I actually know nothing about this movie. I'm not allowed to read the scripts because I'm so bad at keeping secrets. For this exact reason, I would want to tell you all the secrets, and I just don't know them. I know I play Spider-Man, who is a kid from Queens. His
That's
secret
right.
identity is Peter Parker.
You've seen the film, right?
Oh, the
Yeah,
film came out
exactly.
a
Yeah,
couple
that's right.
weekends
Exactly.
ago.
So that's a good kind of.
And yeah,
It's a
so-
cheat sheet.
that
It's-
one.
Yeah, that little
But
that
if
little
I'm honest,
student film.
I have been asking for weeks and weeks if I can read the script, and every time they're like, nope, because you
They
can't
just
keep a
know
secret.
he's
They
going to talk
literally
about
won't
it.
let you read the script.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this movie apart from my bits.
He thinks
I know
it's in
what I'm
Dumbo.
doing.
He doesn't even know he's in this
Yeah.
film. You know? We have to. That's
As soon as you walked in, I was like, oh, here we go.
Anthony
Trouble.
Mackie just
Anthony
came
Mackie's
in and
gonna
took
do
my
something.
hydro flask.
Coming to say hello to Benjamin.
How
Hey,
are you,
baby, there's
darling?
nothing good in
Is that
there.
my
Bring
juice?
Thomas juice by. He gets cranky when he doesn't have his sugar.
He really does. It's always an
Sorry
ugly
you
moment.
gotta
Thank you
deal
very
with that,
much.
man.
Seriously, I've been lost to chaperones.
They need your help. The team needs your help.
No, fine.
They're
I'm fine, I got
floundering
it.
here. They say they don't even let Peter Parker
It's
read
empty, bro.
the script.
No, it's
Tom's
not.
like,
I talked to Kevin. This is your last interview. You have to do with him. We're gonna switch right.
Great. Okay. Cool. All right.
All right.
That's cool.
See you later.
Mackie and I are best friends.
thanks, Mackie.
Even if he hasn't admitted it yet, we're besties.
Sebastian, I'm going to start with you because the last time we saw you,
I am not in Black Panther.
but you were on
I can
ice
look
in
at you and tell
Wakanda,
that.
and now
I
you're
did
here.
not have any relation with Black Panther. No, I'm not. I really am not.
You're really not. Okay.
But, you know, that gets resolved in this one.
What else are we going to see in this movie that we haven't seen yet?
Where you're gonna see War of Infinite Proportions.
That's a big war.
That's
That sounds
that's
like a
what I'm
big
saying. You're a
war.
big old war.
Somebody asked whether or not it was going to match or be bigger than the airport sequence that we had in Civil War. And yeah, it would be way, way better and worse than that. at the same
Much
time.
bigger. Imagine 25 airports all put together with 100 Avengers.
I heard a rumor there was like a half an hour battle sequence at one point.
Probably. I mean, you got, probably a 1 hour battle sequence.
Apparently, Thanos pulls a
Planet?
planet in to like rain on you guys. I mean, that's like serious fire and brimstone.
Yeah.
That's what you do. That's what
That's
we
when
do,
you
man.
send in Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
'Cause
with his little
the man who
cape.
can turn back time.
If I could turn back time.
Apparently.
Yeah.
But do you have any beef against the Iron Man team? Because you know,
Oh,
Put you
well,
there.
seeing Don Cheadle, every time is getting problematic.
That's
I would
an
say.
issue. Don's an issue. Ruffalo is definitely an issue.
yeah.
But you do what you can. The older cats, if you look at that movie, the way it's split, it's the older cats and the younger
Right.
cats.
He's talking about Cocoon.
Yeah, and the
Classic.
older cats are just very unstable in the way they look at the world.
I'm glad to see that you're walking. You walked in here because
Thank you.
the last we saw of you,
I
were
was not.
bad shape,
Yeah.
paralyzed.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. But when you have somebody like Tony, who is a master of tech and can create things that can get you over the hump, then you can walk again.
So is it sort of an artificial?
I don't know that I'd like to use that word. I like fake.
Fake.
I like to think.
No, but is it
more
like a
of
contraption that gets you walking?
it's an
again, or is
augmentation.
it-
It's an augmentation. There is a.
It's semi-bionic.
It's semi-bionic. I'm like Lee Majors, but twice. I'm like the $12 million man.
Like the
That's not so bad. I
$60
mean, these days
million
after
man.
inflation.
60 million. Probably by 2018, $60 million man.
Yeah, with inflation.
Yeah, with inflation.
I have-
I'm just gonna say certain things happen to characters for a reason. That's what I'm gonna say. And if you get launched into space, you should probably take the hint.
Never a good thing
I'm just saying.
in these movies.
No.
No. But we get to see you again, you know, in Thor.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, you're
Yeah.
here.
That's not bad. You're
me,
here. You're
me
here.
and Thor.
And you're here.
And where's everybody else in
Yeah.
that one?
Yeah.
But you're still angry. I mean, you haven't gotten over that whole.
I know
anger
he's
thing.
even more angry than he was the last time we saw him for a much longer period of time.
Right, but Thor is so happy to see you, but you.
Smash him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
It's fun. It's just fun.
It is fun, right?
It's fun smashing him. He's just a puny god.
See, getting sent into space for him wasn't so bad. Gets to meet new friends and the galaxy people.
Help
Yes.
him.
I
Help
mean,
him.
Yes.
Help him.
And then we have to go and save Asgard together.
Well, that's good.
It is. It's amazing.
Good.
It's a lot of
Do
fun.
you succeed in saving it?
I can't. Can I say it?
No.
I would
No?
imagine.
Can
that
I
you
just give him
guys
a little
must save him,
taste?
I wouldn't say too much, but you can say as much as. I mean, hey, it's your
Let me
career.
just say this: like every other Marvel movie, it doesn't end well for the superheroes.
That's true. In Marvel, it doesn't end that well. Somebody always bites or gets really badly hurt.
Wait till you see this next
Leaves
one.
a mark.
Everybody dies.
Dude.
Not everybody. No. Is that?
No.
Hey, whatever.
Can we rewind that part?
Yeah. Can we? You'll cut that.
That's
part
not-
out.
Who is there? Anybody in Infinity War you get to meet that you're excited to meet?
Am I in trouble?
A little.
Is Barry gonna be mad at me?
Dude, I just move on. I wouldn't try to like
no,
focus
wait,
on
so
it.
what's that, what's that next question? No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would like to meet. It's really interesting because we show
I
up
get
to shoot
impulsive
It's
sometimes.
fine. You're gonna
Okay,
be fine.
alright. Let's just
We
get
show
a
up
little
and we
impulsive.
shoot-
Wasn't such a great time at the end of Civil War, Lizzie. You were stuck in prison.
I was. Yeah, I was in
How'd
a
you get out?
straitjacket.
Apparently, you had straitjacket in prison.
Yeah.
That's brutal. It's like
I
mental
was
institution.
busted out by my cat, and we've been running rogue missions since.
Nice. All right. You got some issues, man. I mean, apparently you may lose your stone in your head. It keeps you alive. I mean,
But does it?
But does
I mean,
it?
Thanos is
But
going to
does
get
it?
it.
What?
Yeah, but
But
does it?
does
How
he?
Does
can
it?
you stay
And
alive?
but does he?
But does
And
it?
does he?
Who knows? We don't know that.
Well, listen, we know that you survived long enough to have some chemistry here, or for you to have many roles and many minutes along with Lizzie, right? So maybe Thanos can survive without.
I think that's going to be that's going to be answered when people see the film.
I see. And Lizzie, Wanda, do you have any ill will towards the Iron Man team?
No, I think she buried that hatchet during Civil War. After Civil War. I don't think grudges
I think
are.
both of us were very much conflicted over that stuff. Anyway.
I
And
do
we're-
think.
and now
Conflicted
there
or
are
we're not?
I think we were all very conflicted.
I would be
but-
conflicted.
But I think that
There's
bigger fish to fry
yeah,
right now.
there are bigger things to worry about than someone who you.
Old grievances.
Yeah, old grievances. Thank you. So eloquent.
They don't call him Vision for nothing. But I think that I believe that you start to do something about this.
Yes, so I think it's fair to say that Nebula has the same agenda as everybody else in the Avengers movie, which is to take down Thanos, who is the ultimate supervillain and also happens to be her father. But I feel like she maybe has a lot more emotion in it than most of the other characters.
One would think because, organizing a revolt to off your dad can lead to some, psychological trauma.
I like to think it's going to be her
Angst?
catharsis.
Really?
Yes.
It sounds like she's going to be pretty victorious, though. It sounds like you are
I actually don't know if
the
she will be.
spirit. Come on.
I don't. We've not read the script. I don't know, but I'm hoping so because she deserves this.
What are the chances that Thor would end up on the windshield of your spacecraft?
What are the chances?
I mean,
and they're great. When I first read that, I laughed hysterically, and when we shot it, it's just so it was so ridiculous. And actually, we had a lot of fun with that whole scene. It was kind of the first interaction between Guardians and Thor, obviously. But it was there's just so many jokes to be made there with with how handsome and perfect Chris Hemsworth is, and how insecure Star-Lord is. So yeah, a lot of good fun, a lot of good humor. Yeah.
So you team up with the Avengers, and you got a whole new team out there that you're with. Is there anyone in particular that you really are excited to meet?
Robert Downey Jr.'s been on a pedestal with me since I was a very young man. I've just always admired him, been a fan. And I've said for years and years and years that I hope the crossover happened because I thought that Drax would have such great interaction with Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. And it just all kind of came to fruition, and actually it's going to happen. and it's good. It's really good. It's better than I thought it would ever be.
Really?
Yeah, it's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really excited about it.
Was there on-screen? Can't speak English. Was there chemistry between you?
Immediately. And here's the thing is that, I went to the premiere in London of Avengers 2, and Robert went out of his way to come and meet me and say how much he loved me in the first film, and that meant the world to me. So it put me at kind of an automatic comfort level with him. So as soon as we hit the stage, man, it was just kind of, there's no pressure there. I didn't feel, there was no walls. I felt like this guy's very supportive of me, and I felt comfortable with him. And I think that's just him. He's a very giving actor, kind of across the board. But as for me personally, I just felt totally at ease with him, and it makes for good chemistry when you're comfortable with someone. My biggest pleasant surprise was working with the Russo brothers, because I was familiar with their films, but I wasn't familiar with how they did things on set, how they directed films. And my big concern crossing over was that someone was going to try to take James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy and turn them into their version of the Guardians of the Galaxy. And it worried me a little bit because I had already done 2 Guardians films, and I knew Drax, I was comfortable with Drax, I knew who he was, and I didn't want to take him in a weird direction that I didn't think was good for the character. But it wasn't that at all. They were actually very, they kind of just let us do our thing, man. They gave us free reign to be the Guardians that we know and love, and also gave us the luxury of having James Gunn write for us a little bit. But I was just amazed at how supportive they were on letting us just be our characters. I mean, they were like, just go for it. And we started, we're really big on improving stuff, what the Guardians are. And we started doing it business as usual, and they just really got behind it. They said, what was that you said? And they loved it. And so they had someone write it down. Yeah, say that again. And so that's what I mean, because that's something I honestly just wasn't expecting, for someone to be just so giving and just let us just be ourselves.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was
like
awesome.
A really good experience.
Yeah, very good. And I just like them as people. They're just a lot of fun to work with. Not only that, but it's really interesting to see how the 2 brothers interact with one another, and how, because usually, one of the brothers, Joe, will see something some way, and Anthony will see something that can make it just a little bit different. When they kind of get together and meet in the middle, it's just kind of magic, and they're just really, they have chemistry. They have that magical brotherly chemistry that comes across, it translates on the film. And it makes things very good. To me, like Captain America Civil War, by far my favorite Captain America. And so I kind of got like a little touch of what they're capable of, and as directors, and I got to experience it on Avengers. They're just amazing.
Tell me, what happens when you get these stones? These are infinity
powers.
Powers.
Every one represents a power, a massive power, and all of them together the ultimate power.
So does Thanos actually get the 6 stones? Because in the trailer I saw a few.
That's all been, there's a few in there, and he's always pining to get another one in there. Yeah, so ultimately, we don't know. I haven't done the second movie, so I don't know. I literally don't know what the second script is. I don't know if they've finished the second script, and that's the truth.
Huh.
I don't know. I think that they're in the midst of, structuring and restructuring.
What do you want to see happen?
Well, dude, I mean, whatever they come up with, you're talking about like 9 guys who actually, like, they're true fans of Marvel on all the comic books, and they take off to Palm Springs, and they have a barbecue over 10 days or 9 days, and they sit there and they geek out. And they come up and they go like, what if Thanos did this thing and with this, and he threw a planet at somebody, and you go, yeah, let's write that down. They write that down. And then they have obviously the monetary means to be able to manifest it. So they can make any fantasy come true, and those are the guys to do it because they're true fans.
And that's
the thing with Thanos that you don't understand is there's times where it can become psychological and not necessarily brute force. Interesting, more interesting for adults now.
Yeah.
Maybe not for kids, not that statement. But then your eyes kind of glimmered.
They did.
Intelligence, man. Intelligence. Diving right in.
Smart movie.
It is a smart movie. It's a really smart movie. He's a smart character. I had no idea, in all truth. I had no idea when I did the teaser. We had like 36 cameras or something, and I sat on a seat, and I wasn't working with anybody. And now, like being actually involved and interacting in this. I want to mention characters and I can't, but of the characters that are in it, of the potpourri of characters that are in it, it's way more emotional and way more interactive than I thought. So it's a lot of fun and a lot deeper than I thought, a lot more emotional than I thought.
I mean, are you involved in that too? I mean, do you break the fourth wall? Do you talk about Thanos, or do you?
Do I talk about Thanos in Deadpool? Not yet. Not yet. But again, I may. I don't know. No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't. But I don't break. It's not that I don't break the fourth wall. There's a lot of stuff going on in Deadpool that's very surprising and that will be very satisfying when you see it.
Okay.
To me, it's even funnier than the first one. That's to me. When they asked me to do it, I was like, I do Deadpool, and I'm doing the Thanos thing right now, and should I do that? And my wife just said, read it. Like, why are you even thinking? Just read it. And I read it, and I laughed harder than I've laughed in a very long time. So it's funny. It's funny.
So Cable's a funny villain.
Cable can be very funny. He can be a lot of different things, but he also can be very funny.
Why are Peter Parker and Doctor Strange put together? What's the chemistry there?
There's a really great chemistry there. I mean, they both have a proximity to each other, if that's a hint that I can give. But anybody who's a Marvel fan will know that they both reside in the same city. And I think Tom and Benedict have a really a wonderful chemistry, and we wanted to exploit that.
How often did the actors actually get to play off one another in the acting and in the scenes?
That is an ultimate, that is something that we absolutely make sure happens. Is that as difficult as it is to schedule everyone, we have to have them working together with each other in the scene. Even though Josh is a CG character, he is still there on set in a mocap suit, acting opposite all of the other actors, because that interaction is where the magic happens. And he may say or do something that causes them to react and respond in a way that's unexpected.